of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? We're back. Today is, I'm going to say it's almost Friday. It's Thursday, and you guys know how we all love Fridays. What's up, y'all? Do me a favor, come on in, hit that like button. If you haven't, subscribe if you're new, and if you can, get yourself a membership, all right? And if you don't, maybe you'll be gifted one during this live stream. All right, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we're talking about missing London Thomas. She was missing when I first started looking at this case. Now she's been found dead in a SUV. 4 weeks, guys. Ex-boyfriend and his mom have been arrested. They're now out on bond. I saw somebody in the comments saying, I'm glad you're covering the case because you didn't know if there were arrests made, but it's a wild case, guys. First of all, it's wild because London Thomas was an artist, a rapper, and she was pretty well known in the community. All right, well known in the community. 17, dating a 23-year-old. So people have issues with that. Now, this just happened April 5th, 2025. She was last seen. I posted a poster on my page that said missing. I was really hoping that she had just taken off with her boyfriend and didn't call home. But April 26, 2025. Now, this is in Michigan, you guys. Inkster, Michigan. All right. April 26, 2025. She had been found in Southfield, Michigan, no longer alive in an SUV parked for weeks. All right. So that's what we're talking about today, everybody. London Thomas. And you guys, welcome, everybody. Let me adjust my screen a little. It looks like it's kind of fading in and out here. So I might fade out a little. There it goes. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Welcome, everybody. I live in a suburb north of this area. I remember them searching for her. Yes, I totally was praying. I put it out there that she would be found just hanging out. She looks like she would be able to hold her own. The age that she is, 17. We're not talking about a young kid here. A young child that if they go missing for a few days, that they're not going to show up. All right. Let me adjust this a little bit more. All right. She didn't show up, guys. And I'm going to tell you, this case is like this. There's a lot of ups and downs in this case. You think one thing and then another thing. They arrest people, but then they say there's no person of interest and they get arrested on another charge and then they get out on bond. You got family talking and lots of twists and turns in this case that may not necessarily even help. So that's what we're here to do today, you guys, because I mean, just imagine it being your child, your daughter, your cousin, or your sister. So welcome, everybody. I'll say hi. What's up? Thank you, mods, for being here. Barbie G, Henrietta, Lisa, Clementine, Peanut Butter, Indy. All right, Carly, I hope you're feeling better. Ava Sim is here, and Goldilocks, Wendy, our winner of yesterday's Foxy bundle. All right, you won that. Cat H, Antonia, under the mystic moon. What's up, guys? Stolen spirits, good to see you. All right, yeah, what is up, everybody? Tomorrow we have call ins, and we're gonna do a Stephen Stearns, or I'm gonna do a reaction to the Pablo case. Now, I do have to tell you, I have a couple of things that I get to tell you that nobody else even knows. Now, I'm going to tell you that I do get to read messages. Deb sends me messages between her and Stephen Stearns on the tablet. So I get to see all this stuff. Do I get to report on it right now? No, but I know what's going on with the case. I know when I see something out there, I can say, that's funny. That's not really happening, or tell you what is, just vaguely without reading things. So tomorrow I'll give you some tidbits in the Stephen Stearns case. We'll talk a little bit about what one person sent me in my email, and then we'll talk about things going on in the Stephen Stearns case and a possible hit that they want on Stephen in prison, and he's not even there. So yeah, I do got the scoop, and it's so good to be in that position to know what's going on. Now, separating the two is a little different because when I report to you guys, I can't report everything, but I know what's happening. And hey, inquiring minds want to know, right? So there you go. What's up, everybody? What's up, Nat? Good to see you guys are the ones that help to support the channel. So if you can, hitting the like is free. Ghost, you guys are killing it over there on Ghost and signing up. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo help support the channel. All right. So I love you guys. Thank you. I'm glad you made a live. Now, before we get into anything, I'm going to talk just a little bit about my day, and then I'm going to tell you about a few cases. All right. So this morning was crazy, and I thought about you guys, of course, right? I thought about you guys. I woke up, got ready, was taking Reese to school. I walked outside to leave and take Reese to school, and there were people fighting outside. They're outside at the very corner of my street, right? I live in a semi cul-de-sac. It's kind of a cul-de-sac the way it is. So I go out there, and I love my neighbors. I love my neighbors. I've been here for a real long time. But there's this guy out there, and he's getting hit by two women. One woman's just slapping him, one woman, the other one's standing there bitching at him. And I say, "Hey, bro, are you okay, man? Do you need help?" Right? You see something, you say something, and you do something. Now, I called out to him, and he yells to me, and Reese is out there too, right? And this guy says, "Hey, call 911. They're hitting me with the bat. I'm getting hit with the bat." Now, the lady's yelling at me and saying, "Bitch," literally cussing and yelling at me. "Don't call 911. He's a cheater. He's cheating on me. He was at the strip clubs all night." And I'm like, well, I don't care about that, but you could be a cheater, but you don't want to kill the guy, right? So then the guy's still yelling at me to call 911. Reese is standing next to me. We're about to go to school. So I get on the phone, call 911. They were really quick, but right when I rolled up, the officer said, "Hey, what are they wearing? What's going on?" So I pull up, and this lady walks up to my car and starts threatening and yelling at me. So anyway, I roll the window up, and I'm like, "Hey, guys, just get over there, because I don't want to stay around." I'm on the phone with 911, and this lady's like, "You effing bitch, F you." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just trying to save you from going to prison and this guy from dying because he can't control his dick." Right? So anyway, that being said, we're all adults here. See something, say something, do something, even if it's uncomfortable. I didn't want to. These are my neighbors. I know them. As a matter of fact, that little girl that's their daughter goes to school with mine, and they play. All right. But when somebody tells you call 911, I'm getting hit with the bat, just call 911. And then, even if it's uncomfortable, yeah, Reese was like, "What is up with this, mom?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. We'll make sure he's okay." Anyway, I took her to school. She's all good. My whole thing was, this lady was like coming up to me and just cussing at me. And I'm like, "Well, who do I listen to?" All right. So anyway, that worked out. About 3 minutes later, 5 cop cars showed up. They stopped the thing. The guy left. It's all good. On my way to work, I said, "See something, say something, do something." I preach that to you guys all the time, right? So who would I be to not do something. I saw something and I said something, but I had to do something. Now, I don't think they're going to start messing with me. She was just mad in the moment. And I know these people that my daughter plays with their daughter. They have this snow cone business, and we always go buy snow cone and nachos. You guys know that. Last summer I was talking to you guys about snow cones and nachos. That's those people. All right. I just didn't want somebody dying over cheating. All right. So yeah, I called 911 and it was all good. It was all good. Everything worked out. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got hurt. All right. So you seriously see something, say something, do something. It could save a life or save somebody going to jail in the heat of the moment. All right. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. Reese, I was talking to Reese today after school, and she's like, Mom, I wished I was like 2 years old again. I tried to melt into the sea, and she was death staring you. She wasn't scared or anything, but I mean, she just knows, like, she knows what's up, right? And you got to do that. You got to make an example to your children. You can't just tell them, whatever you want. You got to show them. So, that being said, yeah, last year, Lynette, the slushies, the nachos, that's them. Man, I'm going to miss those nachos and the slushies. I don't think they're going to be selling those this year, guys. Anyway, craziness. Everything's all good. It all happened within about 10 minutes. And then we were done. All right. I didn't stick around. Coco Cutie said, I saw dad beating his son in the car. I approached the dad, started begging me to listen to his side. Nope, thanks. Exactly. The lady started trying to ask me, and then she started threatening me. And I was like, I'm not going to get into this. Just you'll thank me later. And I left. All right. So what's up, everybody? Kelly, good to see you. Ryan, my guy. Yeah, man, I had to share with you guys. The whole point was see something, say something, do something. So 5 cops showed up, 4 male officers, and then a female had to come because there were females at the site. All right. So, yeah, 5 cops showed, not at my house. It was at the corner house, which never happens around here because we're like a really long-term family neighborhood of people that have lived in these houses for 30 years. All right. So that being said, I thought it was funny. And then one other personal thing. Well, that, and then I'm going to show you guys quickly guilty of crime. I'm going to show you my list of cases. A lot of people message me and ask me to cover a case, but you don't go to my playlist first, or maybe you just don't know that my playlist is there. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kelly. Woo, I'll take that. Thank you. All right, Nat, thank you so much for the 5 guilty of crime memberships. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, one more other thing. I don't even know why. Got a random email from 2 people, of the 2 people out of like the 8, right, that are feeding information to another place and making these videos of Jay from Guilty of Crime. So they messaged me, and I don't even know what they're talking about here, right? They're messaging me, threatening me about whatever. I don't even know. I say, I don't even think about you guys anymore. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not thinking about you. I forgot about you 2 months ago. Move on. And while you're at it, go fall off a cliff somewhere. Just walk off a cliff and go fall off a cliff and stop bothering me. So I figured I'd report that back to you, since they replied back and said, how would your users feel if I reported to them that you told us to walk off a cliff? And I said, I'm pretty sure they'd be okay if they knew you were the ones doing all the harm. So I think you guys are okay. If you're okay with that, let me know. If you just tell someone to go away and walk off a cliff on their way out. All right. Yeah. Thank you for the people that won the memberships. Thank you for gifting the memberships. And I love you guys. See something, say something, do something. Now, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, there's a lot of people, peanut butter, lots and lots of people. Hence why we have our new mascot. All right. I'm going to show you my playlist real quick because I got people messaging me about cases and I've already covered them and they're at a standstill. So I want you to know you can go over to my Guilty of Crime page and take a look at the cases and go through them. If there were updates, I would have updated them. Some of them I didn't, but you can follow most of what's going on there, right? So if you guys are ones that like just came here and you're happy that you're here, you found Guilty of Crime, You go over to YouTube at Guilty of Crime, click on playlists, and there's all of these playlists here. All right. So a lot of people think that I just cover the Madeline Soto case. I hear people saying that I only cover that. No, I don't only cover that. All right. So in the last year, I've covered. So London Thomas is today. We go in order of backwards. Malia Davis, Exorcism, Jack and Lily, Mia Campos, Keimani Latique, Emily Pike, Ruby Frankie, Jody Hildebrandt, Lori Vallow, Casey Anthony, Colin Griffith, Naziah Harris, Slender Man stabbing. Now these have multiple videos in the playlist, guys. It's not just a one part, one and done. A lot of these have 6 videos, 2 videos, 10 videos, right? So you see Corey Michelow, Idaho 4, Zulux, John Bonet, Madeline McCann, William Mazingo, United Healthcare, Jamie Komorowski, and it on and on and on. P. Diddy, J.P. Miller, Menendez brothers. I've got Lexi Treviso. Somebody asked me about the Lexi Treviso case. I've covered it up until the point where I can no longer cover it because there are no updates. All right. So we do have Jennifer Soto, Jen Soto's roommate, Stephen Stearns, Maddie Soto, Lauren DeMolo, 11 episodes, Sebastian Rogers, 26 episodes, Sadie Robinson, Corey Mitchell has got 27 episodes. All right. I've got Family Annihilators, Taylor Shabusiness, Corey Richards, Serial Killers, Scott Peterson, Delphi, Harmony Montgomery, Elijah Vu, Lake and Riley, and on and on and on. All right. So there. All right. That's that. I just wanted to let you guys know. Kimber Smile said, I just saw the message on Facebook chat. I thought it was childish for that one person to message. I feel bad that people create so much drama for you. Yeah, man. We're not going to do that on this channel because we're not going to be a crama channel, which is true crime drama. No, we're just going to do true crime and we'll keep it separate out there. All right. So thank you guys. Yeah, Corey Mitchell, we love Brianna and Rebecca. We stand behind them. And once a month, we read the letters for Christopher Gregor. So I just wanted you guys to know that I have lots of other videos, tons of other videos, and tons of other cases that I cover. All right. So if you're asking, that's awesome. I'll still answer you. But if you could just check it out, that'd be great. One of those videos showed up in my YouTube feed the other day. I didn't click on it. Well, thank you, Shadow. That's the best thing to do is either not click on it or just report it. Just report it. All right. There's a bunch of my information in there and it's not good. My work address, my home address, a lot of things in the video that are not good. All right. Foxy Amazon, thank you for the 420 membership. All right, guys. Today we're talking about London Thomas. I'm going to pull this down. Thank you guys for listening to me talk for a moment. All right. Just love you guys. You guys are family. We're the Guilty of Crime family here, and we're all for each other. Foxy Amazon, thank you. Whoever got a membership, I hope you love it. All right. Angel of Light. I love that name. Love your channel. I love your name. All right. Do you guys know who London Thomas is? She's an artist. She was an artist and even a rapper. We were doing research on her today, and my God, I didn't even know she had these rap videos produced by someone, reputable. She's got some pretty good. It's not my jam, right? I don't listen to rap, but I'm going to play a little bit of a video, and just show you. We're going to start looking at her, and then we're going to get into the case. So I want you to know who London Thomas is. I don't want you guys to forget. And I want you to know we're going to see her dad throughout some of the things. Thanks to Tiff. Tiff started researching this case for me. And she is directly talking with the father of London Thomas. He doesn't want to come on here yet because he doesn't want to mess up the case. But I'm still trying to get him on here at some point. All right. Me neither. So don't know who she is. Well, I put her on my page when she was missing. She's no longer alive. All right. Jay, have you had your channel a year now? Yes. We did a year celebration in February. In February, around middle of February was 1 year. All right. We gave some things away and all that. Trisha says, oh my God, thank you for the gifted membership. You're welcome. Thanks to Nath. I love his channel. And Jay, I've been hooked since the first day of Maddie. Thank you. Thank you for coming here for other cases, because these people need your help, even if it's just to know about it and then share it with your community. This is Inkster, Michigan, and this is the last thing that I would think that would happen to this young lady that was doing her thing, just doing her thing. All I can say, I have a high suspicion that the boyfriend and the mom did do something, and they will be further along convicted at some point. But right now it's kind of a shit show, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. All right, I know this is crazy, you guys. It's been over a year and it's crazy. All right, justice for London Thomas, guys. Say a prayer. 17 years old, was dating a 23-year-old. All right. She went by the name of Newski and Bundy, a rapper artist. All right, I'm going to show you that in a bit. 17 years old. Now, she had a heart and a butterfly tattoo on her neck. You can kind of see that. London Thomas was dropped off at, I'm going to not even give the address, just 2700 block of Carlisle Street. All right, near Inkster Road in Inkster, Michigan. Now, this is Saturday, April 5th, guys. Her family has not been able to contact her since. Now, when this was written, she was still just missing. All right. Cell phone last pinged in the area of Ann Arbor between Middle Belt and Inkster Road. If you guys know the area, you know it. She was last seen wearing black Michael Myers hooded sweatshirt, black leggings, and pink Crocs. She was last seen with Jalen Pendergrass, her boyfriend. Now, sometimes they call it her ex-boyfriend, so I'm trying to decipher. After the phone, extraction and finding concerning information, guess what, guys? They raided the boyfriend's home. Now, that includes the mom as well. The mom also gets arrested. Gets sticky here. The boyfriend, his mother, and the grandmother all taken into custody on April 17th, you guys. All right? She hadn't even been found yet. Her dad is Cedric Salisbury. You're going to hear that name more and more. Stepdad, Darnell Johnson. Mother, Jasma Bennett. All right? So April 25th, April 2025, this happened. April 26th, she was found. All right? So she goes missing on the 5th. On the 8th, she's officially reported missing 3 days later. On April 17th, the FBI agents step in. All right. They search the boyfriend's home. Then 9 days later, London's body is found inside an SUV in Southfield for 2 weeks, guys. That's not good. Next day, two suspects are taken into custody, and they don't tell you who. It's the mom and the boyfriend, we now know. All right. May 2nd, Charla Pendergrass, is charged with lying to the police during an investigation. Now, I still ask you guys, why did Jen Soto not get arrested for lying to the police, endangerment of a child, or any of that other stuff? Right? Pointer Lover, what's up, my friend? That happened right by you, so you know the London Thomas case then. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. So sad. Up and coming. Whether you like rap or hip hop or not, we're going to play a bit of her video just to listen. She had it on YouTube. I just want you to know who she is and that she's somebody. She's somebody's daughter, right? Somebody's maybe sister, friends, all that. I'm glad you know the case. Please chat with us about it as we go. Yes, prayers for justice for London. Forever 17, guys. I remember 17. I loved being 17. You were so close to freedom. You were so close to being done with high school. You were so close to everything. Yeah, I don't know why people got to be so savage, but I'm suspecting that she got into it with the boyfriend. Something happened in that house and the mother helped. Now he's been arrested and let out and then arrested on unrelated charges. All right. So you guys say a prayer, hit the like button, roll on in. Yeah, just a baby. Just a baby. Roll on in and chill out. We're going to tell you about this case. And we have lots of new cases for you. Just coming. All right. They're coming. They're all coming. I love covering these cases. I want justice for all of these children. She is a child. This is her video on YouTube. I'm going to link all that in my ghost. I'm going to call it Ghost X Patreon Ghost account. All right. You guys are kicking ass, by the way, signing up. I hope you like it. We haven't got there yet. We haven't got there. Buckle up, Suzanne. Buckle up. All right. We just started. Don't worry. See, Becky, don't worry. All right. If you don't like rap, don't listen. This is London Thomas.
Second bitches, niggas, what I do for a hobby. He a little nigga, he wouldn't know what to do with my body. Point guard on my team, cause my shirt's right by me. I look good. Can't no nigga use me for my body. I get money, you ain't seen me, your dream, and that big facts. Baby girl, fucking everybody, she a big rat. Pussy was just all on his mouth for you. Kissed at a rich bitch, that one out the two, how I been at.
Hey, I feel her. I feel her. I feel her. I feel her. I don't listen to this music, but okay. She literally said your mama should have swallowed you, guys. Come on, that's our girl right there. I've heard that before. All right, what's up, Eileen? How you doing? I just, hey, props to her for what she's doing. I know that some people are like, oh, that's graphic or whatever. She's got a couple of videos. I guess that's what sells nowadays. The kids listen to that, just whatever. I'm more than kids, but hey, props to her. I can feel her on that.
Baby's like I'm proud of you. I be getting money, I be getting my bread. Lame niggas can't fuck, they only giving a head. Put a bitch in her place, she shouldn't say what she said. I take a stack off the stash and put that shit on your head. Cause ain't shit sweet. I almost lost my life, I thank God. I pray every day cause a bitch could have died. Girl, you ain't
exactly
in the thigh. I'm a cold ass bitch, but the niggas think I'm hot. All these niggas wanna beat me cause they see me making moves. I take the nigga money before I ever send them news. I'm finna get the dub, the haters want me to lose. Pay too much for these jeans, girl, you still rocking trues. Nooski and this bitch, and she finna catch a case. She ain't playing with no niggas, she gon' leave him in the vase.
All right. So again, guys, we don't listen to this, but that's her. You know what I'm saying? She's out there doing her thing. She wasn't out there hurting anyone. It's what they do. All right. I remember listening to that kind of stuff when I was 17, right? With the speakers in the car, bumping the bass. So props to her for doing her thing. I wish she was still with us. And let's go. All right. Prayers for you, London. She could have done something really good with her life, and that sucks that her life is no longer here. All right, so this is it right here. It says Nooski, which is her video. That's her nickname. And yeah, kids do what they do, and they deserve to grow into adults and do more. All right, this is mother or her mother. What do you mean? This is her. This is London here in this video. All right. She's so young, had so much potential. This is London in the video. She was doing things, all right? She was doing things here, films by JR. She was doing things. Young kid. All right. So props to her. Mad prayers for her. And the community talks about that a lot. They're definitely going to miss her. Definitely. All right. So let's get into this. I'm going to start with some of the first things in the case. Mom pleading. Her mom speaks out, so you know who her mom is. All right. And yeah, let's go. Let's get into the case, guys. You're going to learn things as we go. There's twists and turns in this case yet again.
My worst enemy.
That's her mom.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
This is one of
That's London Thomas's mom. I'll start over. It's only like a minute.
My worst enemy. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
This is one of the most difficult weeks for the family of London Thomas, the 17-year-old known for her big personality and passion for all things hair.
She's this big, but she ate this big.
April 5th, around midnight, is the last time her mother says she saw London. The teen ended up going to an older sibling's house to fix her hair. Hours later, the sister reportedly took her to a home in Inkster.
She didn't receive a call saying, hey, come get me, and that her phone was pinging some weird place in some park.
Around 10 Saturday morning, they say London's phone pinged in Westland. That's when her mother and biological father went to local police.
And then I also went to Detroit because we...
All right, so mom and dad didn't do anything wrong. They did what they were supposed to do, all right? They did, this is mom and dad. They did what they're supposed to do. They're searching for London Thomas. We got the case because Tiff sent it over to me, and I posted it on my page, and I was hoping and praying that London went out with some friends or was doing something and just didn't call her parents back, all right? So sad. She was also sharing Naziah Harris's information on her page. It's heartbreaking. Whoever says she's fast, man, she was 17. She was 17. I remember being 17, listening to that music, wanting to be out with my friends, whatever. All right. I wasn't downing bottles and twerking, but if I could have twerked, I might have. All right. I just wasn't that kind of girl. I didn't wear short shorts that I could be twerking in, but if I could, I just might. So prayers for London. Her parents did nothing wrong. They did all the right things. It's her boyfriend that they say ex-boyfriend and mom that were arrested. All right. Yeah. Who didn't think they were grown at 17, right? Who didn't think that? Right? We're like ready to go. I can't wait to move out, mom.
We live in Detroit.
Her family tells me they've searched high and low for the teen. They say she did have a boyfriend, but still no leads have led them to finding London.
Nobody has accused anybody of anything, not our family. Yeah. We just want her home. If anybody's pointing fingers, there's people online, it's not our family.
All right. Yeah.
The Isaiah Factor, uncensored. Start.
I like how it just goes on other things. All right, we're gonna get to the next one. We're gonna play some clips, and then I'll explain a little bit more. I'm trying to get it together on my side. All right. Is this it? Boyfriend? No, I don't know. Why do I have that one up? Okay. Police and family searching for her. A lot of information comes out in these beginning clips before we even know where she is, guys.
With a desperate search for a missing teenager whose family believes she could be in danger. Good evening and welcome to 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford. Tomorrow marks 1 week since London Thomas was last seen. She left her home in the area of Margarita and 5 Points on the city's west side. She went to visit her boyfriend in Inkster. 7 News Detroit reporter Carly Petrus has the plea for answers as loved ones pray for her safe return.
I'm here on Carlisle Street in Inkster. This is where 17-year-old London Thomas was last seen. Her family handing out these flyers to try to stir up some leads in her disappearance.
I can't do nothing without my daughter.
Desperate pleas coming from a father to find his 17-year-old daughter.
It's been the hardest thing I ever had to face in my life. I've been out days looking.
All right, so you guys are going to hear Cedric Salisbury's name quite a bit in this, and like I said, Tiff is talking to him. Tiff is our merchandise person that also mods, and she does great work reaching out to people. So you guys give her a big shout out in chat to Tiff, right? I wish she would come on with me sometime. She might if we all say good job, Tiff. Tiff brought me this case. Tiff is in the New Jersey area. So she's local to a lot of these things, or closer in that area. All right, guys, thank you guys for being here. There's 175 people in chat, and I appreciate that for this turnout for London Thomas. Normally, we've got people just barely rolling in if it's not Maddie Soto or Sebastian Rogers. But thank you guys. Thank you guys. And please, we got to help all children and all people. We don't just cover children's cases, right? Man, Henrietta, don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. That sometimes my friends come into chat that I went to high school with, and the things we did for the Mad Dog 2020. You'd stand outside and wait for the Quick Mart to get somebody to buy it for you. Yeah, we remember those days. Boons at the Mad Dog 2020. You're welcome, Jenza Gypsy. Yeah, boons, man, boons. All right, I think we all did that. We all did that. Don't even get me started. All right. Justice for London, guys. This is her dad.
Looking by myself, no help, no nothing.
Cedric Salisbury says his oldest daughter, London Thomas, has been missing since Saturday. He says it's not like her to just disappear for a few days.
London is not a runaway. London calls me every day. Me and my daughter are like this. She called me
Aw.
for everything. This is not normal
Heartbreaking.
behavior for her.
Police say London was last seen with her boyfriend on Carlisle Street in Inkster, wearing pink Croc shoes, black leggings, and a dark-colored hoodie.
She has a tattoo on her left side of her neck of a colorful butterfly.
Friends and family coming together Friday to support each other during this difficult time.
That's my baby.
London's grandmother, Justina Martin, believes the teen could be in danger based off data from a shared cell phone plan that shows her phone was last active behind a school in Westland.
Why do you believe that?
Because she was out at one place and her phone was at another place.
So it's,
I mean, I bet you the police looked at this case originally and said the same thing I did. Oh, she's out with her friends. She's doing her thing. She probably just partied too hard or whatever. Now, I'm not a police officer. So the reason I thought that was because I was like, please let her come home. Please just let her be hanging out with her friends and partying. Please, I don't want another death like this. It's so tragic. I just got a teary eye right now listening to that father, guys. It's hard to hear a dad like that, man. It really is. It's hard to hear anybody like that, but I just really wanted her to be found not dead, and she was. That's next.
It's that phone, that ping is
It's
what
that ping, and I know my grandchild, she would have called me or her father.
Inkster Police Chief Tamika Jenkins tells me they can only share limited information at this time, but they're committed to transparency and will provide updates when they're available, asking anyone who has information to call the department or FBI.
I need answers. I need to know where she at.
London's family says no matter what, they're determined to bring her home.
We're not going to quit. We're not going to quit.
And they're asking for the community's help on this, organizing a search party for Saturday around noon in Westland. They're going to be handing out these flyers as well. In Inkster, Carly Petrus, 7 News, Detroit.
All right. Now it's hard to even find, it's hard for me to find a video that shows the suspects. I don't know why this is turning, but because they're not really naming them. It's weird that it's interesting and weird that what they did with this case. Hold on real quick. I'm trying to find this. That they arrested them, but then they don't call them a person of interest. I'm a little bit confused by this case, and maybe you guys know in that area, maybe they're not quick to name somebody as a person of interest until what? I'm going to find that article real quick. Next, this is where we start off. They found her no longer alive, right? And then I have an article on the suspects, and we'll hop back and forth until we get into the bulk of it. All right. What's up, Sea Life? How you doing, my friend? Welcome, everybody. Happy almost Friday. If you live in Australia, it's already Friday, so happy Friday.
In the case of 17-year-old London Thomas. And tonight, Fox 2's Camila Miri is speaking to her family about this tragic turn of events.
It's like living in the worst movie you could ever imagine. Over and over again, it never ends.
A grieving mother trying to process the unimaginable. Her daughter, London Thomas, found dead in Southfield Saturday night. She had been missing for 3 weeks.
When they came and told us, it was like my heart stopped. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. This is crazy.
The 17-year-old was last seen alive in Inkster on April 5th. The FBI, local police, and everyday people spent weeks looking for some sign of the teenager. On Sunday, April 27th, Michigan State Police confirmed they recovered London Thomas's body on Saturday night. 2 suspects are in custody in connection with the case, but
and that's why we need to follow this case, because Tiff is right. They're not even giving the cause of death to the father. Now, Tiff just talked to him. Was it today or yesterday that you talked to the dad? And she asked him, you don't know anything? You don't even know the COD? And he doesn't. this case is coming out and it's like it's hitting me in a weird way because it's coming out different than normal, you guys. It's just I'm gonna get to that next, Cheryl. I'm gonna get to that next. The people that got arrested and both of them, it's the mother and son. So that's next. Right, the very next clip. I'm glad you're following this case, so you know. It's just really weird how it's falling into place and what they're not saying, what they're saying.
Investigators aren't saying who they are or exactly how they're connected to the case.
17 years old and you just take somebody's life. It's not right. It's not real. Like,
it's no manual for this. It's no manual to be a parent. It's no manual to bury your child. It's no manual, you know. I'm doing as best as I can with the help of God.
A GoFundMe has been set up to pay for London Thomas's burial. We'll be putting a link on our website, fox2detroit.com. Camille Amiri, Fox 2 News.
Hold on,
We begin tonight with a desperate search for a missing teenager whose family believes she could.
All right, now we saw this. We got that. You have a link to the GoFundMe. Would you do me a favor, Tiff, and put that up for everybody, please? I'm gonna talk about the arrests now, so that you guys know. I know you guys are used to me coming out right in the beginning and telling you everything. All right, so here, 2 suspects released, 1 rearrested after missing teen's body found in Oakland County. Woman charged with lying to police during the investigation. Now, we're going to also show all that, but I'll just tell you real quick. It's Charla Pendergrass, guys. I saw Charles in there, and it's Charla Pendergrass. It's a weird last name. Pendergrass. Now, Charla Pendergrass is Jalen's mother, 48 years old. She got charged with lying to a peace officer, violent crime investigation. On May 2nd, she was booked in Wayne County. Bond was set for $50,000, and she bonded out. She's currently on electronic monitoring, but there's a probable cause conference on 5/7. I don't know what happened just yet. I do have a clip of that. It was a little bit ho-hum, so I didn't share that. Now, Jalen is her son, Jalen Tyler Pendergrass. He was also charged with a false report of a felony, which is unrelated to this case. All right. And then on May 4th, he was booked in Oakland County and he got out. Bond was set for $25,000. He bonded out. He's currently out on electronic monitoring. Now, FBI checked their house. He is actually considered, I didn't know when they switched that, a person of interest by Michigan State Police and Detroit Police in the Thomas death. All right. They're trying to charge him in the case, but I don't know why they don't have enough to charge him. Now, what are we looking at here? The 2 suspects. All right. Let's see if they show them. All right. 2 in custody. Linked to the discovery of her body. 17 reported missing. Body found in Southfield. Michigan police didn't reveal the circumstances. It could have been anything, you guys. That's just so bad. All right, police are seeking information. Our condolences. Suspect released, 1 back in custody. They don't show a lot of pictures of them, and I don't know why. All right, so I'm not going to play all these, but let's now you know they got out. They're back in custody. Let's see if there's not an ad here. Hold on. Oh, we got education ad. All right, I'm not going to play that. I don't want to play ads. Let's just we'll just start getting into it then. All right, guys. This is crazy, right? I don't even understand this case. I'm not from that area, and I don't know why they're going this route for any of this stuff. So, and I just found out a bunch more about this case today that I'm not even ready to report on just yet. Oh, here it is. The closet woman charge. We'll be able to see that. Hold on. I want you to see these suspects. They don't show them very often. I couldn't find a lot of pictures of them, and I don't know why. All right, here we go. This is her ex-boyfriend or boyfriend's mom that got charged in there with lying to police. Now, they must have some evidence because they went into the house.
Scott?
Hi, Taryn. Yeah, this is a really big deal for London's family who, have basically been hearing radio silence from investigators since London's body was found last Saturday. Now, 48-year-old Charla Pendergrass of Inkster has been charged with lying to a peace officer. The other person of interest has been released for now, but investigators still consider them a person of interest. Take a listen to what London's grandmother had to say.
It's been miserable, heartbroken, not eating, not sleeping.
Yeah, man.
It's just heartbroken. I'll never get my baby back.
No murder charges in the case of 17-year-old London Thomas, who was found dead April 26th. But in connection, 48-year-old Charla Pendergrass has been charged with lying to a peace officer, a felony carrying up to 4 years in prison.
I think she got something to do with it. I want justice for my granddaughter. I want her to go to jail for murder.
Yeah, they're very active. That community right now is very active. There's another interview I wanted to share with you before we get into all the things that we're going to get into. There's a lot of twists and turns and interesting things in this case. This is grandmother of London Thomas. The family is really supportive, and they seem to be a pretty good family. That doesn't seem that thus far. I don't see any like abuse going on. They seem very loving, just like hardworking people that were raising their children the right way. Yeah, these people are all hurting, and there's no reason. What is wrong with all these moms? What's wrong with these moms? HR Puff and stuff. The mom of the boyfriend. What's wrong with them? All right, let's keep going. This is a hard case.
I want justice for my granddaughter.
Charla Pendergrass is one of 2 suspects police originally had in custody. State police confirm the other suspect, who has not been charged, has been released and is still considered a suspect.
They trying to lie and had and scheme for each other. I want justice. I want both of them. Life for life. Do some time. 4 years ain't enough.
What we know about Charla Pendergrass, she's connected with a home on Carlisle Street in Inkster, the same street London Thomas was last seen on April 5th when visiting her boyfriend. London's grandma says shortly after London's disappearance, she confronted Charla Pendergrass.
I talked to the lady, and she told me my granddaughter had left. I knew she was lying.
Sucks, man.
When was that?
When we was looking for London. And she was sitting in the car like she was talking to somebody and didn't want nobody in the house to know what she was saying. And when she said she walked off, I knew she was lying.
All right, yeah. So listen to this. I mean, this right here sounds like a bunch of BS, right? They were able to track London. They felt safe, even though her boyfriend was 23 years old. They felt safe with letting her have this 23-year-old boyfriend. Okay. And then they track her. They keep up. They love their baby London. All right. They go over there to say, hey, I can't find my daughter, which is your son's girlfriend. And they lie. They lie and they're hiding things, which leads me to believe, I'm going to show you the clip next, that they did something really awful to this girl. And then they left her decomposing in a car for 2 weeks. Guys, what do you think that happened at the funeral? What do you think when someone had to identify her, what do you think they had to go through identifying her in that condition? And we don't even know what they did to her yet. We don't know if she was strangled. We don't know if she was shot. We don't know if she was any of the stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, who does that? And you're right. I mean, Michigan and surrounding areas, there's some rough areas, but when you're a family that's doing the right thing, it just doesn't make sense. These things don't make sense. But I'm pretty sure it was motivated by her breaking up with him or something of that sort.
Pendergrass's bond was set at $50,000 cash surety. If she does post that bond, she'll have to wear a GPS tether, cannot have any contact with anybody involved in this investigation, witness, victim, anything like that. As to what exactly she lied about to peace officers, they're keeping that pretty close to the vest. Not a lot of detail on that, but we will keep you updated on the very
And now I didn't even realize that because it wasn't in my notes. They had to identify her by her dental records, you guys. She was so decomposed. Now I don't have that in writing, but as we're researching the case, I'm pretty sure, and someone could correct me if they heard otherwise, but imagine being in a hot car in Michigan for 2 weeks after death. I didn't even see that message yet, and I said, "That's gonna be a rough one." All right? She started dating him when she was a lot younger, and either way, I know a lot of friends that started dating someone when they're younger, and they're still married to him, so sometimes it works, sometimes you can't control your children, and that's what happens, but, yeah, there you go. It was an SUV, Cheryl, I believe. Van, SUV, whatever. All right. But imagine that. You don't even want to imagine that. Trigger warning.
For now, reporting live in Inkster, Scott Walchek, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, people might find this interesting how this case is progressing, but it sounds like police are still gathering evidence so they make sure that they have a really solid case. But still.
Yeah, and it's all over the place. That's why I'm happy to cover this case, and I hope you guys are happy to hear about it. A white SUV. All right. So, yeah, a lot more is going to come out in this case as well.
Are we hearing any circumstances around why London Thomas may have been killed or any sort of a motive possibly at this point?
At this point, it's definitely too early to tell on that, Taryn, but you're right in the sense where we're seeing a lot from investigators. Think about it. At first, it was Inkster Police, DPD, now state police in charge of the investigation, and the FBI are involved. We know for a fact that Charlotte Pendergrass and this other suspect have been in custody a few different times and released a few different times. So they're really working on this investigation. What does this line to peace officer charge have to do with anything? Well, it could be a reason as to why this investigation has been hung up a little bit.
Yes, who maybe
that, and then the boyfriend has other charges against him for other things, and they're charging him in that and holding him, and they're on monitors. It's like, what is up with this case? This is one of those cases that you really have to get into the details. So I'm going to show you real quick. London Thomas's boyfriend officially considered a person of interest. That's what I wanted to show you.
Darren Cunningham in Inkster, where the search for a missing teen, London Thomas, continues.
All right, there it is.
Friday, 7 News Detroit stopped by a home in Inkster raided by police and the FBI.
They didn't
a property investigators zeroed in on as they searched for a missing teen, 17-year-old London Thomas. The raid happened Thursday. According to authorities, London's 23-year-old boyfriend, who is now considered a person of interest, lives at the home on Carlisle Street with other family members.
Hello, Darren Cunningham with Channel 7.
Kathleen, what's
You're
up?
not talking.
A woman said her family isn't talking and closed the door before I could get in another word.
He's weird.
In what way?
He's just strange.
Jasmine Allen, who streamed the raid on social media in hopes of spread.
Oh, awesome. And we got the raid stream. She says he's weird, so I wonder what it was with him. They didn't say that they didn't say who it belonged to. They didn't say where the SUV was found at all. They are keeping this very hush hush. Foxy's teaching it. Don't you think it's strange how she was found not near the boyfriend's house, but 4 blocks from her own family home? And whose car was that? They're keeping things hush hush. This case is one of those ones that I went back and forth on. Today I was putting it together for you guys, and I was all over the place with this. Yes, I do find that strange. And then the fact that they say he's strange, yeah. The mom was charged with lying to her. Yeah, that's what Patricia. Yes, that's what I say. What? All right, let's check out the raid real quick.
Spreading the word, says she's lived across the street for 8 years and learned of London's disappearance about a week ago.
When the FBI knocked on my door,
looking for any surveillance footage. Inkster's police chief, Tamika Jenkins, says during the raid, investigators searched for DNA evidence after receiving, quote, concerning information they found during phone extractions. She said London was last seen in Inkster on April 5th. Her phone pinged in Westland near Cooper Upper Elementary, but the phone last pinged in Detroit, and DPD is the lead agency.
Everybody want to know where's London. I want to know where's London. You know what I'm saying? I'm a mother.
While on Carlisle Street, Julia Rapley, a family friend of London, drove by the home and stopped to speak with us.
It's a hurting thing to see a kid come up missing and she haven't lived her life. She's 17 years old and I don't know.
I mean, this community is like really involved in this case. We're gonna listen to Shanitra speaks after I show you the boyfriend in custody, and then we'll go because I can't find many pictures of the two. All right, but Shanitra speaks covers a lot of great cases. You guys, if you have not subscribed to her yet, I highly recommend that you do. She's doing fantastic. She's doing a great job at this.
Oh, I'm just right now. I'm just combobulated about it.
To keep her mind busy and try to get answers the family is desperately seeking, Rapley says she's been out searching.
I try. I ride around the city of Inkster, go by the woods where the trees and stuff at, calling her name. Maybe she tired up or something. I don't want to think the worst, because God make miracles, you know. So it just hurt right now.
Hey, I was on that page when I first found out she was missing. These people are doing great in this community. Kudos to them. All right, now here's the boyfriend, and he's weird looking too, guys. Like, I don't normally say that, but when I saw him originally, I was like, what is she doing with this weird older guy? And why is his mom involved in this? All right, guys, we're at this stopping point. There's 171 people in chat. You guys do me a favor, hit the like button if you haven't. If you don't have a membership and you have the means to, please help support the channel. Okay? Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever you can do. But please don't apologize for not being able to do anything, because we don't need that. We don't want you to feel bad. Lynn, what's up, my friend? Jay, Vermont here. I have some thoughts about Maddie's case. Can I email you? Absolutely. I'm glad Vermont loves me. Go ahead and email me. I'm going to do at some point soon. It's going to be guilty of crime cases at gmail.com. But right now, guilty of crime by Jay at gmail.com. We do not know, Anna. They're keeping it hush, hush. I'm trying to get as much information. You know what that means? It means I have updates to do. All right. What's up, Jennifer B? You guys only 74 people and there are 170 in chat. Let's go. All right. Look at this weird boyfriend.
Thomas, a 23-year-old man, is still considered a person of interest in the death of the 17-year-old girl. And this morning, he was in court where he was charged in an unrelated case. Thanks for joining us tonight. My name's Terrell Bailey. Our Heath Cow spoke to the attorney representing Jalen Pendergrass about the new charges, and he explained what he thinks is the motivation behind them.
Here we go, guys.
Well, Jalen Pendergrass and his mother, Charlotte, were the two suspects held after the body of Detroit teen London Thomas was found. Now the lawyer defending those two, Terry Johnson, is telling me that today's arraignment for Jalen is just a way for the charging agencies to keep
his name's Jalen, guys. Jalen.
So, sir, do you understand then what you're being charged with, what the maximum penalties are, and what your rights are?
Yes. 23-year-old Jalen Pendergrass was in district court Sunday morning as he was charged with filing a false police report in Novi, which is a felony charge punishable up to 4 years in prison. But it's an unrelated charge to the death of London Thomas. On Friday, Jalen, along with his mother, Charla, were released from custody, and then just a few hours later, Charla Pendergrass was then rearrested and charged with lying to police officers during an investigation. Court records show that Charla Pendergrass bonded out, but both Charla and Jalen's defense attorney told me Sunday afternoon that he believes his clients are being unfairly treated.
The bonds were...
Hey, that lady's got a trust fund, so they bond out. You think she would do something with that trust fund, right? Comb her hair, something. Hey, we can make fun of those guys. I'm sure she had something to do with this case. Yeah, take your trust fund money and go do something about that lady.
Extensively high, and they were given GPS tellers because this is what Michigan State Police is asking for. They are the lead investigation agency here, and unfortunately, they have nothing. They have nothing, and what they're trying to do is gather information to come forward to charge the clients.
Johnson also told me that he feels that there should be a greater investigation into the house where London Thomas's body was found near the intersection of Millard and Sherman Ave in Southfield, since he says neither of his clients have any connection to that home.
Somebody explain to me how a body can sit for 2 weeks.
All right, listen up. Here you go. And after this, everything is just full force information at you. Whenever I first present a case, it's always like, okay, here it is. And then we just lay out the craziness. All right. So buckle in, guys. We still have another half an hour or 45 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. All right.
in a driveway, not on the street, but in a driveway of someone's house. Whose car is that? Whose house is that?
Woo!
Why are we not talking
Thank
to
you.
these people? Why are they
Yes.
not under arrest?
You
Now,
guys
Charlotte
asked all the
Pendergrass is
questions.
expected back in court for a probable cause conference this Wednesday, the 7th. For now, here in studio, I'm Heath Calb, CBS News Detroit.
All right.
Such a complex.
Yeah, it is a complex case. This guy's about to say such a complex case. I agree. All right, guys. Lynette, thank you for being a member for 12 months. That is the longest that anyone could be a member because I didn't get monetized until about 3 months in. So thank you for helping me to support the because that's what you're doing. I appreciate it. You like the monkey? That's not even a monkey, it's a troll. It's a monkey troll. All right. Gonna listen to some Teddy after this, though. You say in the driveway, nothing related to any of them, guys. All right. Now, London, Thomas' boyfriend, mom lied where the house where the body was. Is there a connection to them, though? All right. Thank you, Lynette. I appreciate that. All right, let's go, guys. Shanitra speaks. Shout out to her. I tagged her in this. Maybe she'll show up. If not, go show up to her channel. Great content. I wish she did lives.
A little over 3 weeks ago. She was last seen alive in Inkster with her 23-year-old boyfriend, and her cell phone last pinged near a school in Westland. Her body was found on Saturday in the area of Millard and Sherman Ave in Southfield.
All right, now we're going to get into a lot more personal information about that's her boyfriend there, her boyfriend, the mom, the house where the body was found. And Carly, okay, you're the longest member. There you go, 13 months. I didn't get monetized for 2 or 3 months, maybe 2. I don't remember, but thank you, Carly. Give it up for Carly. We love Carly. We love you, Carly. Lady for Justice, what's up? You came just in time. Say a prayer for London Thomas that she gets the justice she deserves. This is a sad case, guys. What's up, Michael? How you doing, my friend? Yeah, this is odd. All of this is like, but I think it's going to come back to them and we'll end up seeing them on trial.
I know many of you have had questions about the home where her body was found. According to reports, London body was discovered on April the 26th, 2025, inside an SUV parked outside a home in Southfield, Michigan. Now, many people have wondered, how did London end up at this home in Southfield, Michigan, just 4 blocks from where she allegedly lived, when reports indicate that she was dropped off in Inkster, Michigan to her boyfriend's house. In addition to that, neighbors said the SUV had been sitting there for 2 weeks, but no one knows how it got there. And now we're getting some answers. Jalen Pendergrass, the man previously identified as London's boyfriend, through his attorney, although his attorney now refers to him as her ex, is speaking out through his lawyer.
And that's what gets me in this case, because they keep flip-flopping, and it's like, how are we supposed to know what's going on? I guess that's what happens when you're in a case that has no resolution. That's why I love the ones that do. You learn a lot from it. Yes, we love you, Carly. Justice for London, prayer for London, you guys. Yeah, that's it. Good thoughts and energy. Prayers for your healing, Michael. You come to the right place.
About that home. But before I get into this latest development in the case, let me provide you with some background. London Thomas was a beautiful 17-year-old girl from Detroit, Michigan. London Thomas should have been planning her prom and graduating high school, but tragically, her life was cut short. Her family described London as someone with a big personality who loved to eat, was full of life, and was an inspiring rapper. London often took to social media to express her feelings. On February the 6th, 2023, London posted, "I'm pissed off." A friend responded, "Why?" London replied, "Pissed off because on some BS." Her friend replied, "They all is." On April the 1st, 2023, London wrote, "Treat people how you want to be treated."
I mean, look at this girl. She's out there watching true crime, sharing these cases, very talented, beautiful. There's no reason for this. And another thing that I'm very proud to say is that right now, I only hear good things about her family. I haven't heard anything bad. A lot of these cases, when that happens, there's some kind of abuse or something within the family. They just seem like really nice, hardworking people that were just raising this girl and loving her. I really, if you could drop that link, if they still got the GoFundMe up, please do. I'll also drop it. I'm so glad, and I really hope that it comes out that this family is just in tragic circumstances and nothing was connected to them, because my heart goes out to them. You could tell how loved she was. You could tell how to me, I see in my eyes, I see my child, my son, my daughter, whatever, just love, man. Yeah. There's no reason for this. None at all.
And later that same day, London wrote, I be in my feelings most days, trying to stay positive, trying to get money. Then on May the 2nd, 2023, she posted, so sick of everybody and everything, just want to die. Followed by, people don't care until it's them. Maybe I'm just sad right now. Now, fast forward to 2025, these next social media posts were made just 52 days before London's body would be tragically found in an SUV. On March the 5th, 2025, London wrote, and don't text me with that dumb stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Later that same day, London posted, when I needed help and guidance, nobody was there for me.
And I do got to say, I won't, I'm not trying to shame the family. Like I said, sometimes kids just don't listen. I do think that guy was way too old. That would not be my choice if my child were 15 and started. I don't know when she started, but I'm assuming it had been a while. And so I don't want to shame them, but if you have any way to not have your child date somebody, I think that was toxic. I've been saying that to her. Indy Isham, I've been telling her she's the next plunder. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I agree. Shanitra, shout out, girl. We love you. I love her content though. She's so like just chill.
That's why I'm always standing up for the next person, because I never had nobody. But I can't hold this stuff in knowing what I know. Now, ironically, her dad did like this post that was made on March the 5th, 2025. However, we do not know when he may have liked that post because there's no timestamp when you like a post, but he did like it. On March the 7th, 2025, London posted messy A-B words. Her final post from that account came later that day. It read, I'm not no dog. When you call my phone, call my with some respect. Now, this is where the conversation starts to shift because many people are wondering if her parents were on her social media account. It appears that her father was on her social media account, the one who appeared on the news and who has stated that he is London's biological father. However, it does not appear from this social media account because London did have several social media accounts.
Yeah, you know, when you're on social media, you're a public figure, you're making, she's making rap videos, etc. So I think some of this stuff was probably probably addressing things that were happening with her and her boyfriend, because like I said, they say X sometimes, and I feel like a lot of kids do that. They express themselves all the time on social media, every feeling. All right, it's at Shane, it's Shanitra, but SHANE and then ATRA speaks. All right, we'll drop that in chat, but you can see it spelled on the screen. All right, seems like they were involved. I think a big problem was that older guy.
That the father was on this one, but the mother did not appear to be on this account. This account, it appeared that her father was on there. Her grandmother, who is her father's mother, would be on her account and reacted and commented on things, but I don't see her mother on this particular account. Now, it could be that her mother could have deactivated her page or anything because of what she's currently going through. Okay, so I just went through the text messages and now we're going to get into the timeline regarding London Thomas's disappearance.
All right, so cute. I'm gonna take these off so I can see the pictures. Again, yeah, you guys definitely go over there and subscribe to this. Take these off because I can't see. So cute. And I'm thinking back, if any of you guys had children, some of you guys got really lucky and your kids went all the way up until 18, didn't cause any problems, went to college, grew up, got married, and you didn't have any of that. But like with my son, love him. But when he turned 17, he was like, I want to be a big man. I'm going to go try to make it out on my own with my friends. And it didn't work. And we didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. It happens. And yeah, she was absolutely a gorgeous girl. The family just, it's heartbreaking. This one's hard for me, guys. All right, hit the like button, share this after so we can get more views for them. Spread their GoFundMe.
Here is what we know so far. On April the 5th, 2025, according to her mother, London Thomas went to her older sister's house to get her hair done. Later that day, her sister dropped her off at her boyfriend's house in Inkster, Michigan. Now, on April the 6th, her stepfather, Darnell Johnson, he posted on social media that London had been missing since the morning of April the 5th. He also mentioned that her phone had pinged in a strange location, which really raised concerns. Now, between April the 6th and April the 8th, London's family and friends were searching for London, focusing their efforts around the area where her phone last pinged. Her phone last pinged near Cooper Upper Elementary School on Ann Arbor Trail Road in Westland. Now, after her family had exhausted their efforts and was unable to locate London, finally on April the 8th, her family officially reported London missing to law enforcement. Then on April the 12th, her loved ones conducted an organized search in Westland, Michigan, still holding out hope that London would be found. Now, since her sister...
All right, there's a picture. And yeah, you guys, now we get to tie all the different things together. These are all the things that Tiff has been looking at. I had the timeline. Didn't want to share it twice, but these are all the things put together. You can see if you came in late, I'm going to tell you now, he was 23. She was 17. I don't know when they started dating. All right. I just think, I definitely think that he was too old for her. Now, you teach your children that young and they tell you, yes, mom, yeah, that's too old, this and that, as they are younger. But as they get older, they kind of do what they want. And the more you push them away, the more they're going to do it. All right. Yeah, I absolutely agree with 110%. But, with social media and all the things right at their hands, they are growing up fast. All right. Definitely says we need more awareness around teenagers. I agree. And abusive relationships, more awareness for parents, friends, and family members and the community. The best safe way to support and identify red flags. I agree. Definitely in silence. I agree with you. I'm sure everybody else does. Feel free to email me, guiltyofcrimebyj@gmail.com. If you have something in mind or awareness that you want to spread, we want to do an episode, let's do it. We have lots of time to do lots of episodes right now. I'm open to do one a day. No problem. One episode a day. I'll come with when there's something that needs to be updated. But you guys, I want to get the word out about as many victims as I can. All right. I'm not stuck on one type of case or one case. He does look goofy, doesn't he? He does look like Gregory Hines. Look, he just looks goofy and weird to me. I'm like, why are you dating that guy? I probably wouldn't care if it wasn't for what I know right now. But yeah, I just don't like that at all.
Indicated that she had dropped London off at her boyfriend's house in Inkster. Of course, the police zeroed in on the boyfriend after verifying that the sister had indeed dropped London off. A second raid was carried out at the same residence as the investigation intensified. Then on April the 26th, the search came to a heartbreaking end.
Not.
London's body was discovered in a white SUV that neighbors said had been parked there for about 2 weeks. Now, of course, neighbors said that they don't know how the SUV got there. And when the news knocked on the door, someone came to the door and said,
Now, guys, before we get to someone coming to the door and saying, I'm going to have to imagine that police officers are scouring the area and looking for cameras, right? Looking for the ring cameras, any of the cameras that are around. I'm imagining that they're going to find something. All right. Now, I just looked at the Nova Scotia case today, Jack and Lily, and I don't know if you know, but they found cameras out there, trail cams. All right. So with the trail cams out there, that means that they might find something with the children. All right. With the trail cams, it's way out there. Maybe they saw something. Maybe someone went by to take them, dump their bodies, dump their stuff. So let's pray for that. Let's pray for London that they find more information on that SUV, who dumped it, all that, and then Jack and Lily that they find more. All right, because we're in 2025. Everybody should have cameras. All right, everybody doesn't, but you know what I'm saying.
No comment. Now, that evening on April the 26th, when London's body was found in the SUV, her body was badly decomposed and it had to be identified through dental records.
There it
but
is.
that evening, the police would make 2 arrests.
Oh, man.
The 2 people that were taken into custody was later identified as Jalen Pendergrass and his mother.
And Heath, I know you talked with that attorney. So what did he say about his client, Jalen Pendergrass, and these new charges?
That's right, Terrell. Jalen Pendergrass and his mother, Charlotte, were the 2 suspects held after the body of Detroit teen London Thomas.
There you go. There are the 2 suspects. They did name him as a suspect, and that is so sad that they had to identify through dental records. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, continued prayers. Thank you, Barbie G.
Was found, and now the lawyer defending those 2, Terry Johnson, is telling me that today's arraignment for Jalen is just a way for the charging agencies to keep his clients confined. Now, Jalen Pendergrass was in district court this morning as he was charged with filing a false police report in Novi on Friday. On Friday, Jalen, along with his mother, Charlotte, were released from custody. And then just a few hours later, Charlotte Pendergrass was then rearrested and charged with lying to police officers during an investigation.
He must have
show that
something.
Charlotte Pendergrass bonded out, but both Charlotte and Jalen's defense attorney told me earlier today that he believes both of his clients are being unfairly treated.
The bonds were extensively high, and they were given GPS tellers because this is what Michigan State Police is asking for. They are the lead investigation agency here, and unfortunately, they have nothing. They have nothing, and what they're trying to do is gather information to come forward to charge the clients.
Now, Johnson also urged me that he believes that there should be a greater investigation into the house where London Thomas's body was found in Southfield, since he says neither of his clients have any connection to that home.
Obviously, this attorney, he is.
No, she wasn't pregnant that we know of. There's nothing that, and again, we don't know everything. Maybe, but we haven't heard anything about that at all, right? Now, she's 17. They were in a relationship. The parents knew. I don't see any reason why, if she was, why they wouldn't just go, get an abortion or do that. So I don't know. I don't think that's it. I think that maybe she was breaking up with him, having problems with him, because you see the social media posts, and many times when girls post things like that, it has to do with the boyfriend, right? All right, let's keep going.
Is representing Jalen and his mother. Both of them are considered suspects in London Thomas case. However, they have not officially been charged in connection to anything related to London's case. Now, the mother is currently out on bond. She bonded out, but Jalen is still in custody. Now, you just heard from the attorney, and what the attorney said, and he represents them both, he said there should be a greater investigation into the house where Thomas' body was found. He said Jalen or his mother does not have connection to that residence. Somebody explained to me how a body can sit for 2 weeks, not in the street, but in a driveway of someone's house. Whose car is that? Whose house is that? Why are we not talking to these people?
And maybe they are, guys. Maybe they are, and they're just not letting it out. I don't know how long they were together. We haven't seen anything on that. I don't think anyone's really been following that. Everybody thought when she went missing that she would probably come back. She probably just went out and blew off some steam or whatever. Nobody thought it was a runaway situation because she was last with her boyfriend. And then look at what happens. What's up, Deborah Brush? Good to see you. Justice for London Thomas. She was missing, now found dead in an SUV for 2 weeks, and we don't know who's connected to the house. All right. Tiff says they might have been together for 3 years. If she was 17, that means she was 14, and the numbers don't change. All right. 6 years older. And I'm sure they did. I think they're keeping things really close to the vest.
And why are they not under arrest? He said. With this attorney statement, what it does confirm to us is that London Thomas' body was indeed found in the driveway. There's been speculation and talk online about if her body, the SUV, was parked maybe in a vacant lot, maybe if it was on the street. But no, it's been confirmed from the attorney that the London Thomas body unfortunately was found in the driveway. So it was a residence home. Unfortunately, how her body was found, that's important too. So according to Detroit News, they indicated that it was a tip that led them to the body. Now, keep in mind, this was not from inside the home. Apparently, it was someone else. So the police, Prosecutor Kim Worthy, has already said she is not going to provide any other details until they're ready, because they're not going to compromise the integrity of the case. So any details that we get at this point is going to come from the attorney or whatever information that they're willing to give.
Okay, we'll make a correction there. It says it was the second house from the corner, not the corner house. Thank you, Tiff. Appreciate that. We're all trying to do our best to get the details right. This case is just, it is really a rabbit hole, so to speak. There's so many different things happening in it. It's hard to stay on one path. I know. All right, let's keep going.
But as far as the prosecutor's office clarifying who house this is, who lived there, the vehicle, who it was registered to, the VIN number, the prosecutor, Kim Worthy, has already said that they are unwilling to provide any additional details. Now, Jalen's mugshot has also been released. So take a look at this mugshot.
Yeah, man, he looks really weird. That's not even how he looks, guys. Look at him here. Like, was he doing DRUGS from the time of this? And yeah, absolutely. She's crafty. Speculating is okay. Sometimes I don't even want to go down that path, however, because nobody said anything about her being pregnant. So I don't want to go down that path of maybe she was. And yeah, people do that. Women that are pregnant are actually the most vulnerable when they are. They're most vulnerable to have their life taken. I read that statistic wise, you got to be careful when you're pregnant. When a woman's pregnant, it skyrockets at their partner's going to commit a crime, a brutal crime against them. All right. So although it's possible, I just don't want to go down that route. Yes, the mother lied to them and she got arrested. Right? Yeah, he looks like if you look from that picture to that picture, what does that look like?
Now, I'm going to put up a comparison photo. Here's his mugshot from his current arrest. When you look at this mugshot, you will see that it says that he's expecting to be released. However, when I went and looked today, he isn't yet released. Now, look at his mugshot in comparison to his previous photo.
Defense to obtain a GPS tether. He may go to court, to work, attorney visits, to school if possible, any medical appointments at all.
I know.
Obviously, you can address the bond with the next judge at the probable cause conference.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I just have I guess we're done with this. I just had a question if we're off the record regarding process, but I'll leave it up to the court if you want me to just place it on the record. It's up to you. Just regarding. I'm assuming.
I watched some of these court hearings, and they're really nothing to write home about, so to speak. So we're not playing those here. You can go out and play them. They don't say much or do much. It's just kind of get in there and they want to get out. All right. Good one. But then I got, yeah, look at him compared to the other one, man. And you guys hit the like button if you haven't. Justice for London Thomas. All right. Right now, the mom and him, Jalen, and what is her name? I have it right here. These two are suspects right now in the case. It's Charla and Jalen Pendergrass. And I have a feeling that they both had something to do with it, and the police are narrowing in. His eyeballs look like they're falling out. Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it? All right. I don't know. The case yet just came in, was expanding when you said that hypothetically. And absolutely, hypothetically, that is absolutely correct. I just don't want to speculate that in this case. Especially in this case, she was the older side of 17. And it's a possibility. Absolutely. No, you don't have to stay on topic. I just don't want people listening to part of it and then saying, oh, she's pregnant. Jay said so.
He would have to go to Oakland. He would have to go to Oakland County for the tether. Is that correct?
Sergeant Booty?
Yes, that is correct. Shortly after this arraignment, he'll be transported to Oakland County Jail, where that's where he can post the bond and receive the GPS tether from their tether unit. Yes, you are correct, sir.
Okay, and that since it's Sunday, will he get that today, or if you know?
That is a possibility. I have seen it issued before. I do believe they work with a third-party contractor on the tether.
Okay.
I do believe I could be wrong and mistaken on that. So I do think there's a possibility he could receive it on a Sunday.
Okay. Thank you both. Thank you, Sergeant. Nothing else, Your Honor. I appreciate it. You and your staff, and Sergeant Booty, have a great day.
Thank you,
Mr. Johnson. Good luck, Mr. Pendergrass. Thank you, Sergeant.
And Your Honor, I'll email.
I think he called them Sergeant Boone, but if he did call him Sergeant Booty, there's a free laugh for you guys, all right? See, Robinson trial starts on Tuesday. You know what I should probably do is get you guys up to speed on that, because I have been covering that case with Maxwell. I didn't know it started on Tuesday. That's good news. Thank you, Bishop. I can't cover trials, but I can certainly recap it because I work during the day. So I definitely can't cover trials because I'm working. But I've been covering that case, Sade Robinson. They found other parts, and there's other things that I have not updated yet. Thank you, the Bishop. Thank you. That is now on my radar. All right. I appreciate that.
Something.
It does appear that London Thomas parents are at odds when it comes to who's going to hold what for London. Her mother made a post and said, from the proud parents of London Thomas, Jasmine and Darnell and family, this is when her true vigil will be, as she was with me for almost 18 years to celebrate her life and what would have been her 18th birthday. And then, of course, they provided information related to that celebrations. Now, some others commented and said, why everything has to be divided. Yesterday was a true one by people who go hard for ours. We've been out searching. We've been on it from the second she went missing. This is about laying London to rest. All the mess needs to stop, period, because we're doing it for London. Be blessed. She followed up, find London, and we will be at the so-called one on her birthday too, because again, we're doing it for London. And then London Thomas.
Yes, by the way, I was looking up all this stuff, and it was her 18th birthday, guys. She was going to be 18. She did not get to turn 18. And I was going to share that with you, and then I just picked back up on it. But man, right there it says there's her social media post. I'm pretty sure the mom and the boyfriend have a lot to do with it.
And the one who made the post in regards to London being groomed by Jalen Pendergrass for the last 3 years, she replied and she said, I'm not sure where the true or the fake one is coming from, but this is the internet, so you're bound to see a lot of food.
Well, I want to go back.
And she said, I want
to go back to that because they're saying I'm getting irritated with the negative comments. This is important. Yes, she's 17. The boyfriend is 24. I didn't know it's a year older, but I didn't realize that. She was going to be 18. I think she turned 18. I don't know the exact day, but it was maybe last week. They say she was groomed for 3 years by this so-called man. Stop pointing fingers and point the finger at Jalen, the boyfriend, because that's where she was dropped off. The Pendergrass family is locked in with the Inkster Police Department, and I'm not stopping until she's found. All right, bring London home. All the other crap doesn't matter because she's loved and she's missing, and that I agree with. That's the best statement ever. Hashtag bring London home. When people start getting sidetracked by that stuff and then pointing fingers at the family, no. Point fingers at the people that it should be pointed at, Jalen and Charlotte. Now, Charlotte should have been a better influence and not been involved with it, but it seems like she might be now. Sarcasm, what's up, my friend? Happy to see you. All right. Let's go.
Not
back.
sure where the
Now listen closely. You're about to hear.
The White House right there on the side of her other side of the house with a car where she was in the car for 2 weeks. Her whole body had deteriorated except her teeth.
Exactly.
This is so sad. And the lady want to come out and tell us we can't be here. But like I said, the Southfield police right there said it was okay. Damn, London. What's in heaven, baby? God got you now.
Yeah, they had a beautiful vigil, by the way. And I can't remember who mentioned this to me earlier. They sent me a message and said, can you talk to the people about putting balloons out there? It hurts the animals, right? I wonder if there is another way that people do things. I hadn't even thought about that, guys, because when people are grieving and such, if you don't want to tell them that, right? It's just interesting. It's interesting that somebody said that. And yes, Suzanne, this is the very beginning of this case. There's so many layers to it, and things keep coming out in bits and pieces. So absolutely, this is one of those cases we haven't gotten very far. All right. Yeah. London Thomas.
I got candles if anybody want one.
I ain't even reading them. My cousin was like, he needed me here. I was here.
I want a candle. Anybody back there?
Oh, yeah, if you don't mind.
I don't.
God bless you.
And
Get a lighter out of my car. Somebody want to get a light.
Anybody want a candle?
Did you need a candle?
Can you take the daddy a candle, baby?
Hold on to it very tight.
Okay, I'd like to get everybody's attention. First of all, we come together peaceful and we just want the best outcome as far as justice for London.
Hey, don't want it.
I just want to say
Just needed me a
quick
light.
prayer that our Father would truly bless everybody that's strong for a time like this. It's a terrible time, but we got to try to stick with each other.
That's right.
And as far as the family, days for days, they're going to be needing
Hey,
everybody to come
money.
and check on them.
Amen.
So, Father God, give this family the strength they need to deal with the upcoming days.
Okay, I can do this, y'all.
It's not gonna get better.
I'm be all right.
Nevertheless, you're gonna have your times where it's gonna really worry you, but you gotta give it.
Yeah, that's why I said that in the email to somebody. I said, you're welcome to say that during chat while we're streaming this, but boy, would I not want to be at a vigil and tell a family that's hurting and in pain and sad and confused and upset. not to let release balloons. That's not the see something, say something, do something time to do that. So I hadn't even thought about that. I'm so like deep into the family and the pain that I feel. This case is a hard one for me. It's extra hard because the family is just so loving and involved. So yeah, I'm not going to be the one to say that. That's exactly what somebody emailed me, and I said, feel free to say it in chat, but I'm not going to tell this family that.
God, the only way you need to handle a situation like this, and we just want justice for London. She was a pretty little lady who didn't deserve what happened.
Joe didn't.
So,
And the truth will
like I
come
said,
out.
Just stay strong, and for people don't really believe in God, He's still in control.
That's right.
So, I just want to thank everybody for showing up. And all the people that did
I know,
came
that's
out and
loud.
up there and I pray that God really bless all y'all for y'all efforts.
Yes, Lord.
I just said keep checking on the family. I mean, it's really hard for me to even try to speak on this situation because it's been tearing me up so bad.
Amen.
Wait, we blow it out? They already throw it up there.
Look at his daddy right there.
Right?
Justice for London.
Justice for London.
Justice for London.
Say her name.
London.
Say her name.
London.
Say her name.
London.
London.
No, she did not. No, she did. Justice for London. Justice for London. Justice for London. Rest in peace, baby.
That's right, Grandma.
That's right.
I want justice.
Yeah.
Why y'all
You
will get justice. Give them life. I want justice for my grandchild. Amen.
Justice
for London.
Justice for London.
No child deserves it. That's right.
17 years old, I ain't even began to live here.
Joe didn't.
I want justice for my grandbaby. That's all I gotta say. Please, whoever you got
I hope they got the right people. That's what I hope. Yeah. I hope they got them.
Yeah.
What kind of demon?
A lot of demons out here.
Yes,
ma'am.
Right.
I know we're listening for something in the background, and I'm not sure. Now, Sin says that you said she's in the background. Who? I have a little bit better footage of this, but I was trying to figure out what they're talking about. Huh. All right. We're going to listen to one more clip after this because it's got some interesting information. It shows them out there. We want to share their GoFundMe. All right. Sarcasm. It depends on where you are. Terrified of fire. Carrie, what's up? Good to see you, my friend. Come tomorrow. Call in. All right.
1, 2. London. That's all right. If they stay there, they know she was in this house. Period, y'all. Look at that one right there. Ain't going nowhere.
That's okay. That's just them trying to distract from this, and it is not going to happen. Not at all. Not at all. Everybody.
You're more than welcome. Inkster police. Come on, y'all. If they claim she was out there, and she what? She was here 2 weeks. She been gone. 2 weeks. That baby been gone. So she had to be out here.
All right. So we got the news, and I didn't really hear anything that was I don't know, maybe I missed it. All right, I got another clip, guys. There's still 150 people in here. Thank you for being here. Thanks to the ones that came, that left. If you're leaving, hit the like button and share this video, or just share Miss London Thomas, justice for London Thomas. We want everybody to know about this case. Thank you, Carrie. I cannot wait. Patricia, she was 17 years old. She would have turned 18, but she didn't make it that far. Now, imagine this, guys. Imagine, wouldn't you go crazy if you dropped your 17-year-old daughter off, even if she wasn't 17, your 17, 16, 20, 30-year-old daughter, you drop your daughter off at the boyfriend's house, and then she never shows back up, but then she's gone, or they find her body in a car for 2 weeks. Could you imagine that? This family is that close to the case, this close to the case. They're the ones that dropped her off, and she never came back. All right. Let's play this real quick. It's not that, again, it's just a quick, and then there's some information on this.
London, those chants filled the air as a family came together to grieve and heal. 17-year-old London Thomas was found dead over the weekend in Southfield after being missing for weeks. Now her family is left to pick up the pieces as the investigation into what happened to this teen begins.
We just want justice for London. She was a pretty little lady that didn't deserve what happened to her.
And after weeks of searching, significant leads finally emerged over the weekend. Detroit police and the FBI teamed up with Michigan State Police Saturday, which led to the discovery of London Thomas's body.
We've been covering this for several weeks now. So here's a quick recap of how we got to this point. The family of London Thomas says the last time anyone saw her was on April 5th. She was being dropped off at her boyfriend's house in Inkster. Fast forward to April 12th. Family and volunteers organized a search party at Cooper Upper Elementary School in Westland. And that was the last place where her cell phone pinged.
And on April 17th, our cameras were rolling as the FBI and local police searched her boyfriend's home in Inkster. And then 10 days later, London's body was found in Southfield. Police haven't released any details about what led to her death.
Tonight, her family gathered for a vigil in her honor, and that is where Victor Williams spent the night. Victor, you spoke directly.
Right now, the vigil that they held was for her birthday. She would have been 18. All right. So 2 weeks after the body was recovered, family and friends gather to honor London Thomas on what would have been her 18th birthday. May she rest in peace. That's terrible, guys. All of this whole case.
With the family tonight.
Hi, Kimberly. Yes, we did. And while MSP is handling this investigation in the background, the family has had their world shattered as they remember this young teenager just feet away from where her body was found.
And we just want justice for London. She was a pretty little lady that didn't deserve what happened to her.
It's hard. I'm angry, but I'm glad we did find her.
17-year-old London Thomas's light may have been knocked out, but spiritually that light remains, as seen by every single candle lit during this gathering, held in her memory.
Just a lovely young girl getting ready to graduate, and something like this happened.
The grief of London's death emotionally crippling for the many people who remember how smart she was. Here's her grandmother.
I want to remember her as my little baby girl. That's how I'm going to remember.
Yeah, no, we don't know any of this stuff yet, Michelle. We don't know. They have not released whose car, whose house, why, what the connections are, what evidence that they have on the boyfriend and the mom, right? They haven't said any of that, but they've got to have something, and they're keeping them close. They're keeping them on a monitor. They've got some kind of ankle monitor or some kind of monitor. So something is there. I think they just need to do some testing, and they're waiting for it to come back. This case has unfolded really quickly. It went from her missing and us thinking, well, maybe they'll find her because she's 17. Last dropped off April 5th, 2025, you guys. All right. We need justice for London. Yeah, it makes my stomach sick too. So somebody just asked in chat, what year was this? It's right now. April 5th, 2025, she went missing. 3 days later, she's officially reported missing. Now, again, she was old enough, dropped off. It was like they were looking for her, but they didn't report it. Not because they didn't want to or they weren't paying attention. It's just how it went down through the search. All right. Now, on the 17th, you just saw FBI agents searched her boyfriend's home, boyfriend and mom. All right. On the 26th, her body was found. This is April 26, 2025. They found her in an SUV in Southfield, Michigan. A day later, they took 2 suspects into custody. One suspect, Charlotte Pendergrass, was charged with lying to the police, right? And her son. They both have charges. They're both on bond right now.
Remember her, and I want everybody to remember when she was around.
Many of them now wearing the shirts with the phrase "Justice for London" as they continue their hope for those responsible to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
So whoever done this, they need to pay for what they done.
Peanut butter.
She didn't deserve that.
Until justice is reached, however,
Say her name.
the family won't stop fighting to show that London's life mattered.
There's her
What
dad.
happened to her should have never happened. We're a tight-knit family. Every day we've been together, and we're going to continue to try to stay together even after all of this.
And at this point, we are still trying to figure out who those 2 people were that were arrested.
All right, now we know they've been keeping this hush-hush. 2 people, her boyfriend, Jalen, mother, Charla. All right, I think that we got quite a bit of information out there today. There's a lot in this case, so I didn't want to go into the latest without giving you the whole background of what's happened in the case. And obviously, that way, when we update the case, if anybody doesn't know about it, they can go back, right? We spent an hour and 46 minutes trying to honor London Thomas, justice for London. All right. Daphne in Silence says, I pray law enforcement is done well and she gets the justice she deserves. Me too. Wyatt is back. Wyatt, where you been? How you doing, my friend? Her boyfriend and boyfriend's mom. Yes, FBI raided their house, Wyatt. If FBI raided their house, they must have something, and they're keeping them on a real short leash. All right, which is good. That's good news. That's good news. Thank you, Still in Spirits. All right. Oh, you've been sick, my friend. You guys say a prayer for Wyatt. I think you're saying you've been sick, and I'm sorry. We all are here for you whenever you get back. If you're just popping in and we don't see you tomorrow, we know. Right. There's a new video about. Yeah, this. Oh my goodness. You guys got to get rid of the trolls, man. Get rid of the trolls. Come on. All right. People are trying to advertise on my channel now. You hear that? All right, Carrie, what do you got? 2 packages arriving tomorrow. Thank you. And Wyatt, I'm so sorry that you're sick. That sucks. I know you have your mom to take care of you. I hope, mom and dad. Thank you. Justice for London. All right, you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. What was Channel 7 News in April thing? Yeah, Tiff has been close to the case. Tiff has been helping me to investigate this. She's talking to London's father. He's not wanting to make any statements. He doesn't want to compromise the investigation. Carrie wants me to play Chicken Wing song. Well, how about this? I'm not going to play that, but I am going to play London's song for you. It's called Different Flow. And this young lady was a rapper, an up and coming. She's an artist, a rapper. And if you like rap or you don't, here you go. This is London. I'm sorry. Thank you. You're welcome. I don't know what this is, but there it is. Good night, guys. Y'all niggas saying no bitch getting wetter than me. I ain't running with the crowd, I'm a leader, I won't follow you. Your daddy, he a hoe when your mama should have swallowed you. If your nigga caught the cute, baby girl, he like Those are the words. Your mama should have swallowed you. All right, guys. That is London Thomas. And you guys, thank you guys for being such awesome people. She was an up and coming rapper. She was an artist. She was making music. She was doing her thing. Her family seems great. I just love the love that they have and how they're coming together. I love you guys. And I'm so glad that you're here on YouTube for these things. You're here for positivity. You're here to get justice for people. Thank you guys. If you're here for any other reason than to get justice for those victims that we present, then you're here for the wrong reason. All right. Justice for London. Good night, Carrie. Good night, Written in the Stars. Michael Bass. Everybody that's not feeling good and you're sick, shout out to you guys. Good vibes, prayers. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you guys. Love you. Have a good night.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?